Gabe Sanchez, we're at the point that we reveal the Bonehead of the Week for this edition. Who is our Bonehead of the Week for this edition?
Well, tiny hands down, it was Trump. Donald Trump.
Donald Trump wins the Bonehead of the Week. Tiny hands down. Oh,
tiny hands down, the guy. It wasn't even close. They started, they're like, do, and he just took off. Everyone was like, yep,
Bonehead.
Trump fucking sucks.
100% Bonehead.
100%.
So when they voted, like he came out of the gate and he did not stop, right?
Yeah, no, he kept going.
They were voting on YouTube,
on both Twitter and YouTube.
He got more votes. He got more votes on the Bonehead poll than he received for his candidates in the primaries, and in the midterms. That is why he's on the Bonehead of the Week.
Yep,
is because he lost big. There was no red wave.
Not only that, but the reactions that he's had over the last couple of days, where he's just openly admitting. What
happened on True Social to this guy?
Dude, I don't know. But like yesterday, he openly admitted, or whether it's true or not, it's a big no-no to what he's admitting to. What he admitted to was just forcing the FBI and U.S. attorneys to go down and guarantee that Rick Scott and Ron DeSantis won their election in 2018. That might want to put up a couple alarms like ding, 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 ding. That sounds illegal.
Crime alert. What, for the Law and Order party, they sure do like to tweet out or truth out or whatever the fuck it is that they do on Fraud Social, post their crimes. But you said here in a tweet, so we going to talk about Trump sending the FBI and U.S. attorneys to steal the election for Ron DeSantis and Rick Scott? What the fuck? Because here's the actual.
This is one of like 8, I think, that he sent out.
But this is the one where he's talking about sending them, right? Because this was a big long. This is a big long tirade. There's a big long rant on True Social, and Fox News actually they played it. Maybe we should find that video. I think Jesse Waters played it. He played everything but this post here, where he's talking about how he directed the FBI and the U.S. attorneys to commit election interference. Here's what it says. And Donald Trump, the Cheeto Dust QAnoner, typed this out on his True Social. This is real. This is what he says. I also fixed his campaign. That's the words he used. I'm just reading what he typed out. Which had completely fallen apart. I was all in for Ron, and he mean Ron DeSantis here, and he beat Gillum. Now, this is in 2018, the governor's race where Ron DeSantis beat Andrew Gillum. Now, you underlined the part that is the most important here. He goes on to say, the Cheeto Dust QAnoner goes on to say, but after the race, when votes were being stolen by the corrupt election process in Broward County, and Ron, meaning DeSantis, was going down by 10,000 votes a day, along with now Senator Rick Scott, I sent in the FBI and the U.S. attorneys, and the ballot theft immediately ended just prior to them running out of the votes necessary to win. Now, Gabe, I'm no legal expert. I'm not an attorney. I really don't even know if this is real or not. Like if he's just bullshitting. But what he's saying on this post, whether it's real or not, what he's typing out is describing election interference, which is a crime.
Yeah, this is
I mean, in the end, here's what he says at the end. I stopped his election from being stolen. Literally, he's saying that Gillum was going to win Broward County, and Donald Trump, I stopped Gillum from winning.
I stole the election so that it couldn't be stolen from Ron DeSantis and Rick Scott. That is just so everyone understands what he's saying. He is openly, whether this is true or not, he is openly admitting to helping.
Because it is questionable whether it's true, right?
Yeah. But either way, if you put this out there, you 100% are going to have people going, we might want to look into that. Whether, again, it's true or not, or this can be backed up and validated. But the fact that somebody would openly admit and say, yeah, I put government resources down to Florida to make sure that these two guys won, seems a little bit sus and also very much illegal.
A little
bit sus and a very much illegal.
Now, I actually believe that Donald Trump is doing what he always does here. He actually is taking morsels of what is true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Little crumbs of truth, and he's building this bullshit narrative around it, right? So he's lying his ass off here. Now, there may be some truth in that he went to people and said, hey, can we get the FBI and the United States attorney to go make sure? Like,
and somebody might have said, yeah, sure, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Right. Or they said, you cannot do that. That is fucking illegal. Like, that is election interference. Though everyone involved will go to fucking prison.
Right.
Right. So, like, but I believe so. There's some morsels of facts in there. And the main morsel of fact is that this guy has no problem interfering in elections like he did in Georgia. Mm-hmm. He has no problem in interfering in elections like he tried with Rudy Giuliani in Arizona with Rusty Bowers. He has no problem doing that. He is openly admitting, maybe not to crimes that were committed, because who knows if he's telling the truth. You really can't tell at this point. But he is openly admitting that he is willing to use any means necessary to interfere in a free and fair election, even all the way back to 2018. And that is the most important part. This happened in 2018. This is not after 2020 or during 2020.
And this is
prior to that. He was willing to steal elections.
Right. And the full context of this is Trump is attacking DeSantis. He's going after DeSantis because he sees DeSantis as a threat to him running for president, right? He wants to make an announcement next Tuesday on November 15th. And he wants to say, I'm running for fucking president again, everybody. La, la, la. I've been teasing the whole time. Now I'm going to run. Now he goes after Ron DeSantis. I guess he's trying to spread a bunch of rumors. There's a Rolling Stone article that covered Donald Trump. And even then, I was talking to Tony last night because he didn't know about this. And I was like, even Rolling Stone was like, they were like, we can't put any of this stuff that you're claiming in print. Like, we don't know if it's true, and we don't want to really touch that shit with a 10-foot pole.
Right.
So,
and it's got to be because of slander, libel, and everything else.
Oh, because,
because
like, we don't
Rolling
want to get
Stone
anywhere.
Can't confirm any of the shit that Donald Trump's saying, and probably because half of it is just fucking lies. Speaking of lies, look at these two. Hey, Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters was on Bonehead of the Week, too.
Look.
And then Kellyanne Conway. I'm surprised she hasn't made it on Bonehead of the Week more often. But here they're talking about, again, the messages that the feud between DeSantis and Trump. They conveniently leave out the post that we just showed you, though, where he's talking about election crime. But let's listen to these boneheads.
All right, so here's a statement from former President Donald Trump. And this is a scorcher. Right at Ron DeSantis. Oh, my God, a classic. Fox is all in for Governor Ron DeSanctimonious, an average Republican governor with great public relations, who didn't have to close up his state, but did, unlike other Republican governors whose overall numbers for a Republican were just average, middle of the pack, including COVID, and who has the advantage of sunshine, where people from badly run states up north would go no matter who the governor was, just like I did. When I endorsed him, it was as though, to use a bad term, a nuclear weapon went off. And then I got Ron by the star of the Democrat Party, Andrew Gillum, who was later revealed to be a crackhead, by having two massive rallies with tens of thousands of people at each one. I also fixed his campaign, which had completely fallen apart. And now Ron DeSanctimonious is playing games. The fake news asks him if he's going to run if President Trump runs, and he says, I'm only focused on the governor's race. I'm not looking into the future. Well, in terms of loyalty and class, that's really not the right answer.
Did you catch all of that, Gabe? Because I know that was just a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. Not only that, this honestly makes me feel if this is Donald Trump going, Dear Diary, today Ron DeSantis was really mean to me. And now I'm going to call him Ron DeSanctimonious. And, what people really want to know is how much of a loser he is That is what Trump is doing.
Right.
Trump is literally writing in his diary because nobody is on fucking Truth Social that really matters.
Do you remember the scene from, is it Mean Girls? Is that what where they have the
she's
book,
like, you're a
ugly
bitch, that one?
Yeah, where they cut the fucking picture out. It's almost like Bonehead where they cut the picture out.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
She's a it's all of these rumors, all of
that
these
is
things
exactly what he's doing. That is exactly what he's doing. Someone 100% please make that parody.
I as I was hearing that, I was like, oh, I gotta contact John Walsh and tell him to do this.
Yes, he should.
And he should make a video about this.
So let's listen to Kellyanne's response here, though, to the absolute word salad that Jesse Waters just had to read live on air.
Your reaction, Kellyanne Conway.
I guess Truth Social doesn't have the 280 character limit.
All right, so here
that's her official response. Gabe Sanchez is, wow, he talks way too much. Like literally, that's her response, is he talks way too much. I actually believe that this meltdown that we're witnessing between Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump and the fighting that Donald Trump wants here is that Ron DeSantis collected a lot of political capital in the midterm. He collected a lot of it. And Donald Trump wasted a shit ton of political capital on really dumb motherfuckers like Herschel Walker, Dr. Oz, Kerry Lake, even J.D. Vance, Mastriano,
Blake
Masters, Fencham. I mean, he lost so fucking big on the night of the midterms. And Ron DeSantis was really the biggest red wave that there was, but it wasn't surprising in Florida. He's been able to gerrymander it. He's been able to do things as governor to make sure he's going to win, to make sure that it stayed red. And Florida is red. I mean, I think we all have to come to terms with it's red. It's not going to flip blue until there's a lot of things that happen in that state.
Here's the thing. I do believe that many of these states are blue. I believe that many of these people support what Democrats are actually putting forward. However, again, if you've got a team that has control to make new rules, or, I think there were 4 new seats that were included. Or isn't that what it was? 4 new seats included in Florida, right? And if you're that, if you're cutting new districts and laying new lines and saying, well, Democrats won this last time, so in order to remove that seat from them, we need to cut this up and rearrange it. Like you've got Texas shit, like you've got Dan Crenshaw. His thing looks like a fucking arc.
Like it looks like an eye patch. Dan Crenshaw's district looks like an eye patch. But here's the thing, is that I believe the reason why Donald Trump is the bonehead of the week and why he's freaking out so much is because Ron DeSantis is really stealing his mantle here without much effort. And that is what is terrifying Donald Trump. And he's doing what Donald Trump always does, is throw a fucking baby fit. That is exactly what he's doing. That's why he's the bonehead of the week. So, Gabe, let's give the bonehead of the week, Donald J. Trump, the Cheeto Dust QAnoner, his due. Yeah. Cheeto Dust QAnoner, bonehead of the week.
You can always guarantee, count on him. Donald Trump, who is broke, also but broken. Donald Trump is broke and broken.
He's lost his party. And if you want to participate in Bonehead of the Week every single Friday, come here to the Tony Michaels podcast. Also, we're going to be playing a shortened version on MeidasTouch Network every single Friday. So don't forget to vote. How do we vote, Gabe? You go to the Tony Michaels podcast YouTube channel, click that community tab. It'll be there every Thursday to vote for Bonehead of the Week. Also, you can go follow us on Twitter at Tony Michaels Pod. You can also download Bonehead of the Week, the audio version, every single Sunday on Apple, Spotify, Google. Don't forget to leave us a great review while you're subscribing to your favorite directory of the Tony Michaels podcast. Gabe, this has been a great edition of Bonehead of the Week, but I do want to say one more thing before we go, because Ron DeSantis kind of slipped in here on the opposite side of this Bonehead of the Week. So I want to give everyone the opportunity to take a look at this design. Ron DeSantis can go fuck himself. Go to store.theTonyMichaels.com. That's store.theTonyMichaels.com to grab your Ron DeSantis can go fuck himself merch. Everyone, until next week, this has been Bonehead of the Week. Everyone on the podcast, stick around. We got a few announcements. Otherwise, Bonehead of the Week.